One of the things that we have talked about here on this channel and on other channels about And Just Like That was the bad plastic surgery and the cosmetic procedures on these women who don't need to do what they're doing, like Kristen Davis, and how her, fish lips and everything just looks so bad and like impedes the way she speaks and everything. And I just found this article about Linda Evangelista and her plastic surgery nightmare that I wanted to share with you. I'm Megan Fox, all right, with pjmedia.com. So come along with me as we read through this article, and maybe I try to convince you that these types of procedures should really be left alone. I'm so sad for her. Linda Evangelista insists she's not going to hide anymore after being left permanently deformed due to cosmetic procedure. This is by Becca Longmire in Entertainment Canada. Canadian supermodel Linda Evangelista speaks candidly about her fat-freezing nightmare in a new interview. The 56-year-old from St. Catharines, Ontario, shared a post on Instagram last year titled "The Truth, My Story," in which she explained how she'd undergone the fat reduction procedure Cool Sculpting 5 years ago, and it had left her permanently deformed. She wrote, "Today I took a big step towards righting a wrong that I have suffered and have kept to myself for over 5 years. To my followers who have wondered why I have not been working while my peers' careers have been thriving, the reason is that I was brutally disfigured by Zeltique's Cool Sculpting procedure, which did the opposite of what it promised. It increased, not decreased, my fat cells and left me permanently deformed even after undergoing 2 painful, unsuccessful corrective surgeries. I have been left, as the media has described, unrecognizable. I have developed paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, or PAH, a risk of which I was not made aware before I had the procedures. PAH has not only destroyed my livelihood, it has sent me into a cycle of deep depression, profound sadness, and the lowest depths of self-loathing. In the process, I have become a recluse. With this lawsuit, I am moving forward to rid myself of my shame and going public with my story. I'm so tired of living this way. I would like to walk out my door with my head held high despite not looking like myself any longer." She tells People magazine of dealing with the hard lumps of fatty tissue as a result of being brutally disfigured by the procedure. "I loved being up on the catwalk. Now I dread running into someone I know. I can't live like this anymore, in hiding and shame. I just couldn't live in this pain any longer. I'm willing to finally speak." Evangelista noticed the bulges were growing instead of shrinking within 3 months of the treatment. "I tried to fix it myself, thinking I was doing something wrong," she shares, saying how she began dieting and exercising more. "I got to where I wasn't eating at all. I thought I was losing my mind." Evangelista went to the doctor in June of 2016. "I dropped my robe for him. I was bawling, and I said, 'I haven't eaten. I'm starving. What am I doing wrong?' The doctor diagnosed her with paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, which is a rare side effect that affects less than 1% of Cool Sculpting patients," the magazine states. Evangelista says, "I was like, what the hell is that? And he told me no amount of dieting and no amount of exercise was ever going to fix it." She reveals how the company told her doctor they wanted to make it right and offered to pay for liposuction. However, Evangelista claims she ended up paying for it herself after refusing to sign a confidentiality agreement. Evangelista, who made some of her last public appearances in 2015 before the procedure, says of undergoing the first of 2 full-body liposuction surgeries, "It wasn't even a little bit better. The bulges are protrusions, and they're hard. If I walk without a girdle in a dress, I will have chafing to the point of almost bleeding, because it's not like soft fat rubbing, it's like hard fat rubbing." She explains how she can no longer put my arms flat along my side. "I don't think designers are going to want to dress me with that sticking out of my body." "I don't look in the mirror," she insists. "It doesn't look like me. Why do we feel the need to do these things to our bodies? I always knew I would age, and I know that there are things a body goes through, but I just didn't think I would look like this. I don't recognize myself physically, but I don't recognize me as a person any longer either. She," meaning Linda Evangelista supermodel, "is sort of gone. I hope I can shed myself of some of the shame and help other people who are in the same situation as me," she continues. "That's my goal." Evangelista assures the magazine, "I'm not going to hide anymore." Let's jump over to People and see if there's anything different there. Hold on, I'm going to jump over to the People magazine. There are some photos. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's get to People. Hold on. Let me share that because there's some photos on the People magazine article. And you can see that there. Let's see. Let's go to People. All right. So apparently the bulging she was trying to get rid of got worse. At least, well, her face still looks decent, though. I mean, she looks like herself, but older. So I guess this is just on her body. She started noticing bulges at her chin, thighs, and bra area. The same areas she'd wanted to shrink were suddenly growing and hardening. Then they turned numb. What a nightmare. Oh my gosh, you guys, don't do this to yourselves. Like, it's not worth it. I actually know of people who have died getting liposuction because of, whatever rare side effect that happens with general anesthesia sometimes. It's just not worth it. Like, just exercise and eat better if you want to look better. So this FDA cleared in 2010 Cool Sculpting uses a process known as cryolipolysis. Boy, say that 10 times fast. Based on the way frostbite affects humans, the procedure works by placing a roll of fat between two paddles, which cool the fat to below freezing temperature. Studies show that the treatment, which is popular because of its accessibility at medical spas and minimal recovery time, can reduce targeted fat deposits up to 20%. Holy cow. But there's this rare side effect where it does the opposite and then makes you into a monster. Wow. I mean, that's so sad. I just don't understand. And one of the things that bothered me about it, just like that too, is that instead of going with, women aging as they age, like we had to see, I guess they tried to do some of that with Miranda's gray hair, but I mean, I thought they failed miserably with that because aging is about more than gray hair. Most women just color it. It's not that big a deal. It's very easy to do. So if you want to look younger, you color your hair. I've got to get my grays touched up. Mine are getting bad in the front. And that's no big deal. But these other procedures, they never touched on at all. These are the ones that have the real risk. These are procedures that can actually really fuck up your life, like forever. And they didn't even touch on it at all. And yet Kristen Davis is running around with duck lips, duck mouth, and she can barely speak properly, and we're all just supposed to ignore that. If you want to have a real conversation about aging, talk about this. Talk about what happened to Linda Evangelista. Just awful. Oh, look, this is what happened to her thighs, I guess. So she's got these two big pockets of fat now rubbing, and she has to wear these undergirdle things. It's just awful. She's going to win a big, huge lawsuit, huh? I'm sure that she will, because she'll be able to prove that it destroyed her livelihood. So look out for that. That's coming up soon, I'm sure, in the lawsuit news department, and I'll be following it, and I'll bring it to you here when there's more news. But I think I'd like to say to those of you who are getting on in years and you're hitting your middle age, to women out there, don't do this. There's no reason. There's no reason to do this. Just age naturally, eat well, exercise if you can, and get plenty of sunshine, and you'll feel and look good without any of this nonsense. All right, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments below how you felt about this article, and I'll talk to you soon.